Yesterday, I was watching the news. This black man was accused 26 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 24? I can't remember it now. But I know it was over 20 years ago that he was sentenced to time in prison for rape of I think a 68, 69-year old woman. And he maintained from day one that he was innocent. But it wasn't until DNA technology was created or perfected that he took the money that he earned in prison to pay for his own DNA exam. And he was cleared. But it wasn't made official until yesterday. So he took the test back in, I think, 2001. And it took to 20 and he was released in, I think, 2006. Then it took to 2012 for it to officially say he was clear of charges. Now, still some other charges, I think like aggravated assault that they had to clear him on. But the prosecutors of, I think it was Lake County, if I'm not mistaken, and forgive me for mistaking it and getting the counties mixed up, they had two other cases where they wrongfully accused men of heinous crimes. Now, my thing is, it's like every month, or maybe even every week in some cases, we hear about stories of men being released from prisons for crimes they didn't commit. Or, matter of fact, I think I saw an article the other day about some Texas executed the wrong man or something like that. And I'm sitting there saying, why aren't we as black people, or just people in general, more outraged by this stuff? But then I think about it, I said, because who is it affecting more? People of color, especially black men. You got a lot of brothers that are sitting in prison for crimes they never committed. But because once you get locked up behind bars, if you do a 5-month stretch, a 2, 4, 6, a half, or 10-year stretch, you are felon. So you can't even get a job at the local fast food joint. So what are you going to resort to? Petty crimes or major crimes? So guess what? You're in and out of the prison system. It's nothing but a business. Why do you think private owned or funded companies are getting to the prison business? Why do you think the major corporations use prison labor to make and build things? A lot of y'all didn't know that, did you? Why are the prisons all located in rural areas? That's income for these people. This is why I say I'm so disappointed in black America. Whether you're rich, poor, in between. We should be drilling this into our children's head and even our adults' head that this is a business. This is nothing but modern day slavery. How many black men have been rounded up and charged for crimes and people make the joke, oh yeah, they all innocent. But a lot of them are. We all know that people have come in our community committing crimes and brothers down the street been accused of it. I don't know if y'all remember. This had to be back probably about 90, 99, maybe 98, 99. I think, no, it's 90, yeah. 99, probably. And, no, I'm sorry, 98, I'm sorry. Where this girl, I think her name Danielle Harris, was raped and murdered. And the Chicago Police Department has swore up and down the two little boys did this rape and murder. And they said they had semen. Now, these boys couldn't produce no semen. Anybody know about biology know that most 10, 11-year-olds, some 12-year-olds are not at the point of producing semen yet. Okay? Because they haven't hit puberty. These boys are nowhere near puberty, but they swore up and down that this was these boys. Somebody had the forethought in the community said, let's test the DNA and match against these kids. It wasn't them. But the media and the Chicago Police Department swore up and down was these two little black boys. Little black boys were accused of murdering a little girl. There were other crimes that happened to black kids or black kids were accused of, but they stopped getting our kids young. And right then and there, we should have seen the writing on the wall. I remember I was last year they were speaking about these what's that I know this shit four, it was, I think it was 2 cases where in Chicago 4 guys was accused of rape and murder, and it was outside of Fort Heights, I believe, out in Fort Heights, Illinois. It was something similar would happen Well, the one in Chicago, I think it was like 4 guys were accused of raping and murdering a prostitute. And they was in high school, and we're the same age. So they was in prison through their high school years, through they could see their college years, and now well into their 30s. But recently they just got out of prison, found out that they didn't commit the crime. But you know what now they still young, but you took the ability for them to do the things that most young men do, most mistakes. I don't know if y'all remember about this gentleman named Anthony Porter. He had to be maybe in his 50s now, late 50s or even his 60s, if that. He was sentenced to prison for a crime he didn't commit. He gets out, he's happy, but I knew back in my mind, I said, this brother's not going to have a normal life. He's going to struggle. Frustration is going to set in. Last year, he got caught going to a Walgreens, stealing some deodorant and a toothbrush. You know why he did it? Because he didn't have no money. Nobody would hire him. He was too old for some jobs. Then you get the black man come out of prison and the reporter's ex. How do you feel? Are you angry? And they say the same damn thing. No, I'm not angry. I'm just blessed. Bullshit. If I spent 20 years in prison, no, if I spent 1 day in jail for something I didn't do, I would be angry and resentful. See, we got to quit pretending that everything is cool, that, we leave it to God. No, I'm sorry. I mean no harm. I'm spiritual. I believe in a higher power. But 20 years, come on, man, that should shake any man's faith. Innocent black men have lost their lives, were hung, lynched, mutilated because of somebody else's word or somebody else's lie. This shit is still done to this very day, and what we're doing, we're not correcting our boys or our little girls on how to carry themselves. About 6 months ago, 7 months ago, my younger brother, like most black kids out here, not all, but majority of them, like wearing their pants off their ass. And a lot of black boys don't know where that shit comes from. It comes from that prison culture. It comes from a gay lifestyle. I know a lot of gay people want to get mad and want to but let's be honest, keep it real where it came from. So I told my brothers, and I said, pull them damn pants up. First thing our sister said, that's the style. That's the style. These kids, they want to be cool. I said, that's the problem. We want to be fucking cool. So my father sitting right there and then didn't say anything to us. And I look, I said, Dad, look, I'm just big brother. You father, you got to say something. And before my father could say something, my sister said, but Dad, this is just style. They're going to get picked on. See, we making our men punks. Our women, not all, but enough of them are defending questionable choices. I try to tell my brothers, every time I see them, I'm like, guys, y'all don't understand. You can't dress like these guys off TV. You can't dress like these kids. And you try to talk to them, they want to challenge you like you don't know what you're talking about. But I said, y'all can barely wipe your ass, and y'all telling me how it is. But see, like I said in my other videos, every one of us gonna have that nigga moment. And this generation, those born in the 90s, they gonna feel it harder. You can't tell them shit. Not all, but enough. I can see some people right now walking down the street. I said they destined to go to prison. And people gonna say, why don't you judge a book by its cover? There's certain things you don't do to bring attention to yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. There are brothers who have wore polo shirts like I do, have wore white shirts and ties like I have, and have been pulled over, been harassed. But the difference is, we just been harassed. Now, some have gone to jail. Yeah, I gotta admit that does happen. But the majority of black men they fuck with are the ones who are emulating popular culture or allowing questionable females in their life to tell them, oh, that's cute. That makes you look so rugged. This is why our population, our numbers are skewed. You take the straight black men, potential providers, potential protectors, and you lock them away. So women got no choice but turn to other women, or turn to people outside the community, or turn to gay men for companionship. So it causes utter confusion in our community. So next time I see a brother get falsely accused and get out of prison and say, I'm happy, I'm going to travel to wherever they live. I'm going to kick their ass and say, you need to keep it real. You need to be out here telling young brothers what it's like up in there and what happened. Every fucking Sunday from the church pulpit, we should be talking about these issues. Talking about God said this. God is everywhere you go if you truly believe in God. Don't wait till Sunday to just focus on that one thing. You're supposed to take your voice and go out there and say, brothers and sisters, this is what we need to do to avoid this. We need to control what's going on in our community. You got young black men who can't get jobs, who are hungry, or need to support themselves or their family. They figure, I ain't got no other choice but to sell drugs. And the police are waiting for you. They know who's selling it. I done seen brothers go to jail for holding a dime bag of weed, and they get 2-3 years in jail. That's a felony, not a misdemeanor in some cases, depending on your municipality. A lot of people don't know that shit. And then once you get caught with drugs, they can say, well, he had this, he had that. You don't believe me? Look how the media skews the images. Every time a brother get accused of a crime, they put his mugshot up. You just prejudice the jury. Well, he did have a prior incident. We don't know if it was him or not. But they don't do the tall white counterparts like that. Y'all got to understand, prison is a business. And the more bodies that are in there, the better they're off. There's more jobs for people on the outskirts of the city limits. This ain't nothing but modern day slavery, and we should be talking about this shit. This should be number one priority. This is why you have gangs. Because if you keep putting them in prison, they not being educated or being told, so they're angry, they had nothing to do, so they come back out and do the same shit over and over again. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, we need to wake the fuck up and understand they got a plan for us. And we ain't got it yet. We have no friends. We have no allies. And if we do have friends or allies, they are a small percentage or they're scared. Wake up.